What's up, my people? How are they? Hope so everybody did all right. It's yet another beautiful day to trade, to make money from the market. And today on Euro USD, our usual daily analysis. Let's look at the market and see what the market has to offer us today. So right now, the market is looking really, really sexy. Permit me to say that because I'm looking at uh two zones right now, which I can short Euro USD from. And the setup looks really, really good. Looks like something that will play out. But let's start from the higher time frame so we know what we're looking at. So let's start from the weekly. So on the weekly, this week, yesterday was CPI. I didn't do a video yesterday. I wanted to do a video after the CPI, but then I didn't have I had some technical issues, so I couldn't record a video. But yesterday was CPI, and CPI is the reason why you see this very long week up here, this very long week. So the CPI data was kind of mixed. So there was just this liquidity graphs up and down, and then price just still, like price is still doing what it's like supposed to do or what is technically gonna do, based on technical analysis. So these horizontal lines on my chart are the weekly highs and lows, So as you can see, let me zoom in further. This current week opened around here. Then this CPI report or took the market up to clear the previous week's high. Yeah, this is the previous week's high. So the CPI took the market up and cleared the previous week's high. Now the market is selling off. What I'm expecting to see in this market is that this price will come and take out this previous week's low here and continue to even push to the downside and continue to push to the downside. So yesterday during the CPI, I was just watching closely to see that this week's high was taken out, and it took out the week's high and started to sell off. I just immediately started to look for selling opportunities. I saw some, but I didn't want to take it immediately after the CPI just to avoid any further liquidity grabs on me. So this is how the 4 hour looks like. Let me show you daily first. Daily, well, as you can see, the previous day closed with a long week, which shows that there are a lot of sellers. So I don't want to clean this my drawing, so I don't want to clean it yet because I want to use it to know my zones when I'm explaining on the lower time frames. So bear with me. So let's go to 4 hour. See how 4 hour looks. This pin bar candle here is the CPI candle. See the liquidity graph, and then the market is going in the intended direction. It just took out this liquidity up here because there are a lot of stop losses resting up here. All of now it is even at the wise. I said stop loss for here. Come on, then CPI take them out. Phew. Consti the sell right now. So right now, let's go to 1 hour. Now see what happened yesterday. When the CPI news came out and took out this weekly high here, me, I was already looking for sales. I drew my zones in a lot of places, and those zones held perfectly. The only reason why I didn't sell was that I didn't want to just sell immediately after the news in case there was going to be another, fee movement. But then today, I believe we're still going to catch a lot of sales, a lot of opportunities to sell to this lower place here. So let me go to 30 minutes. Now this is the 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Now, yesterday, when the news came out, it came down. It went up, took out this liquidity, broke structure to the downside. Let me go to the 1 minute so I show you this entry that I saw yesterday that held perfectly, just like few minutes after the news. I was just looking at the market, but I sat on my hands, you know. I didn't want to get caught up in all of the tension and all. It's better to save your money and trade when the markets are calmer than for you to form that you're smart and then get burnt, you know. So here it is. After the market went up and took out this liquidity, boom, I was expecting for price to sell because of this liquidity has already been taken out. So once I saw that price sold to this point, next thing was I started looking at this zone right here, this zone right here. And then look how the market came back and tapped into this zone and sold off perfectly. It just came back, tapped into it and sold off perfectly. So that's it. As it sold off, you will have targeted this week here, and it sold off and took it out for probably like 1 to 6. Then when came back up, tested this place, this plenty chopper movement here, this choppy movement here, came back and tested it. That's still another zone. You could mark out this zone as an area to want to short from. Came back, tested it, and sold. Then let's go to the 5 minutes. So right now, I have two zones that I'm currently monitoring. This zone on the 5 minutes and this zone here is on the 30 minutes. Let's put up the Asian range indicator. Asian range indicator by Nico. Now, this zone was formed since yesterday when we got multiple breakout structures. Now, there's a breakout structure here that will have made you comfortably enter this zone that's here, this zone here that I was showing you. This zone here. Now, this breakout structure entered here to have been a good trade. Now, there's another breakout structure here. This one. So this particular breakout structure was what made me mark out this zone here on the 5 minutes since yesterday, and I was expecting price to come back and tap it, tap the zone and then sell off. But the price was just playing around, it didn't come and tap it. So now that it didn't tap it and it sold and further broke structure to the downside. So now it further broke structure to the downside, you see. So right now, this morning, I'm considering selling off from this zone or this zone, but either of them, I know that one will hold. The reason why I'm not too comfortable with this first zone is because of this Asian high. This Asian high, because price may want to take out this Asian high liquidity, tap into this zone, this my zone here, and sell off. Or price may just respect this zone I marked out here. Now, if you want to check if this Asian high self, it seems like a relative equal high is not so equal, but relative equal highs. So because this equal high, too equal, two sets like that. Now, why are the reasons say probably this thing should just sell from, uh, from this zone? That's why I'm reasoning that this thing may sell from this zone. So I think I'll set myself a bit here. Let me show you the zone chart on 15 minutes. It looks really clean. 30 minutes rather. Even 30 minutes no clear. Let's go to 1 hour. Look at it on the 1 hour. So you see why I feel this zone might hold, because first one, the liquidity, too short. Even though I can still say it's kind of like a trend line liquidity. You get? Then there's liquidity here. Then look at this other block. Look at this bullish candle. Then we have a very strong bearish candle to the downside. You get? And it broke structure. So why not? Why would I consider this to be a valid zone? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set limit on this first zone. If it hits stop loss, fine. I'll set another limit on the second zone. The first zone is even smaller, so it will give me smaller SL. Then another thing that is making me consider entering on this first zone is because of this sideways movement right here. This could also be like liquidity, you know, like engineered liquidity. All this choco movement. Let me show you. You see all this choppy movement. This could also be liquidity because this movement started after, like, you see, started after this thing, the huge bearish candle. So look at this huge imbalance. So right now I'm going to place my limit. I believe the market will come and tap this one. If it breaks it to the upside, fine. So this is what we are looking at right now. We're looking at something like this. Market comes in, tap here, and sells to the downside, or uh, or comes here, taps here, sells to the downside. So this is what I'm looking out for. So in terms of my targets, let's go to the 4 hour. This is my target. This red horizontal line is the previous week's low. So I'm targeting here, targeting here. So this first zone is going to be, let's see, about 10 pips SL is fine. Then let's see, 69 pips, almost 7 hour. So this is good for me. If it doesn't hold, I set on the upper zone. So that's it for Euro USD today. I hope this was very helpful to you guys. So if this thing help now, if you sure you see this analysis makes sense, I beg, just like the video and subscribe to this channel for more. If you also share the video to your guys, let's trade, guys. Let's learn how to trade. Let's make money. It's 2023. The opportunities are abundant, are vast. So let's grind, let's grind. So cheers, and see you guys in the next video.